I need to get it looked at because I'm just like, fix me before. I've got comp in like 8 weeks. So I was like, need to get on top of that now. So just like even like that, man. Like when putting my leg under like that, I was like, oh, I can feel that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I can still run, but it's like nah, it's not 100%. Need to get it fixed, but yeah, I want to get it. I'm going to physio today because I'm still 29. So if I go tomorrow, it feels like an old person thing. So I can't go when I turn 30. So I'm going today for the initial consult. Oh shit, spilling coffees and shit. So yeah, other than that, man, going pretty good. Birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Fuck yeah.
not doing much. Just seeing fam and having chicos for dinner.
Hell yeah.
That's is what it is. What about you, man?
Yeah. Well, fucking, we missed a week, didn't we?
We did. What was the reason for that again?
My fucking dumb head. This is the taste test, official taste test of Reece.
I feel about this.
He's gonna try this coffee out.
Monsters.
The monster fucking coffee. Is this the Java one or? Are they both Java ones? Yeah, they're both Java monsters.
That one's, I think this is like a mocha one. That one's actually not bad.
What's that? Iced coffee?
Yeah.
Is that milk based?
It's like a latte.
It's milk based?
Yeah.
Bruh, I can't do that.
It actually tastes okay. It just tastes like it honestly just tastes like like almost like a Dare iced coffee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the fucking cows on that?
75.
That's not bad, actually.
Do you want to sip?
Not really. Not gonna lie. You told me there's milk in it, and I'm like, nah.
They'll probably be milking this one.
Yeah, they'd be milking both of them.
I'll probably just drink both. Fuck it. Haven't eaten today, so
Yeah.
get some cows in. Get 150 cows in.
150 cows and
Heaps of caffeine.
300 milligrams of caffeine.
It's alright.
Hell
That's
yeah.
not even open,
That's actually really high caffeine.
yeah. Well, it says at the bottom like something about high caffeine or some shit. This one didn't even open.
2 coffee shots. There you go. That's pretty hardcore. Alright. Yeah. Fucking. We missed last week.
That one's better. I thought the
okay.
mock would be good. That one's better. But the milk base is throwing me a bit, so I might just get a normal monster out of the fridge. Oh, well.
Yeah. Fucking missed a week because I decided that the roof of my car was a really good spot to put my fucking phone after I trained, and then because the Bluetooth connected, I was like, oh yeah, no worries. The phone must be in the car because the Bluetooth's connected, and I got halfway to Dapto from North Wollongong, and hit like the lightest bump, and then my Bluetooth disconnected, and the car behind me swerved, and I was like, fuck, I know what that was. So
I'm not laughing as much because I've heard the story already.
Yeah.
But when I first heard the story, it's like, hey bro, can we postpone the potty? Something to do with my phone. And I was like, what happened? And I heard the story and I cracked up.
I was gonna try and keep it like real low key because I thought it was fucking dumb, and not even thought it was dumb.
I still think it's
dumb.
a great story. The fact the phone stayed on the thing for like what, 10, 15 Ks?
Yeah. So
20 Ks?
when
No, not 20.
So it fell off at like the Unidera turn off.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's like what 7, 8 Ks.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
But it's a good like 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And
I was
and
in
you're
traffic, so
going-
I was basically stopped starting the whole way.
Yeah.
But the thing, it fell off. I circled back around. It took me like fucking 20 minutes to circle back to that spot because the only other turn off to get there is the unit, like the Masters Road exit.
Yeah.
So I fucking turned there, pulled over to like the shoulder where I thought the phone fell off. Couldn't find it for the life of me. So I was like, well, I'm gonna be late to work, so I'm just gonna go to work.
Yeah.
I went to coach, finished coaching, had no phone to let my missus know like, hey, I'm fucking coming over because I need your help. So I just like rocked up at hers. I was like, hey, can you help me? And she goes, yeah, what's up? Like real concerned. I was like, I left my phone on the roof of my car, and she's like, what the fuck do you mean? She just looked at me like I was fucking so dumb, and I was like, yeah, I'm retarded. Can you help?
Brilliant.
Yeah, I was like, actual hole in my head shit. Anyways, we went there, pulled over, walked for like probably...
This is dark now, by the way.
Not yet.
Not quite?
No, it was right before dark because I was like, we got to go now.
Yeah.
So it's like still light because otherwise I can't find the fucking thing. Found my phone case first, so I was like, alright, that's a good sign. Hopefully it's just like come out of the case and it's on the side of the road somewhere. Even if it's smashed up, I can just take it in and get it replaced because it was under contract. at this point, I had already checked fucking Find My iPhone, and it didn't update. So the last time it updated was the night before, which I thought was so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, Apple isn't... I think it's something to do with the laws now, but anyways, it hadn't updated. I tried calling it, straight to voicemail, number's not connected. I was like, yeah, that's not a good sign. Found my LCD screen next. So not the screen protector, the actual screen itself, which was separate from the protector. Which
So
was
the
an
protector
extra...
actually came off as well.
Yeah, so the protector was an extra 10-ish meters away. So I found this LCD screen, then the screen protector, and then walking further, I could not find the phone, like metal casing for the life of me.
Yeah.
But I found 2 of the like pieces of microchip.
Yeah.
Like the pieces of the motherboard out of the back of the phone, and I was like, oh, that's why it wasn't ringing.
Yeah, that's what they do it.
Anyways, so I messaged Reece that night because we were planning on recording the podcast, and I was like, well, I'm going to have to go in to see Optus and get it replaced.
How'd you message me? Oh, WhatsApp.
WhatsApp on my computer. So I just messaged Reece there.
That's right.
Then, so he was like, yeah, all good, man. Like, I explained the situation, and he fucking laughed. And then Wednesday, I finished coaching in the morning, so I went and coached, and then straight away...
Can I ask you what you did for an alarm that next morning?
My missus' phone.
Yeah, lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally I don't stay over, or she doesn't stay over. Like,
When
but
you've
I
got
was...
an early morning.
Yeah, when I've got an early morning, but I was like not in a headspace. I was like, fuck this. Like,
You're like, I need an alarm.
I was like, I need an alarm, and like, because I do have an alarm clock in my room as well,
Yeah.
but I was just like, I need an alarm, and I need someone who understands that I'm fucking hating life right now to be around me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Wednesday I finished coaching. Then I was like, cool. Went straight to Optus. Oh no, sorry. I went and picked my missus up because she was like, I'll come with you because she wanted to come with me. And then went to Optus, and I picked the phone. The screens are in the case, and so is like
The pieces.
So is like the pieces. They're like on top. I bring it out. I go to
It's like taking like pieces of Lego.
Yeah,
It's like little bits of shit.
I go in and I go to the guy, and like it was the manager, because like in Optus there's one guy that sort of just directs everyone to each of the people, and that was the manager. And I brought the phone. I was like, hey. So my phone fell off the roof of my car, and it's covered by Upgrade Protect. And he's like, and like before even finishing, he was like, we're not going to get any photos or anything off that phone, you know that, right? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not that dumb, but like I'm dumb enough to leave my phone on the roof of my car, and like it's completely destroyed and I need a new one. He was like, oh yeah, fair enough. And he's like, have a seat. Getting it sorted. Anyways, but back and forth between these two guys. So like the guy who's actually like told to service, and then the manager who came over because he'd never seen anything like it before. And the guy was like, well, we can't get the particular individual number of the phone off it to verify that it's actually your phone.
Yeah.
Because it's destroyed. And I was like, what do you expect me to do? He's like, well, where's the rest of the phone? And I was like, on the side of the highway. I couldn't find it for the life of me.
Completely destroyed.
Yeah, it's like these were within 50 meters of each other. Like, imagine where the rest of the phone is. Like, anyways, the manager was like understanding. He was like, cool, I'm just going to send a photo to my boss and call him. And then, so he sent it, must have been like the regional manager or something of Optus. And then he gave it the all clear and was like, yeah, just like
Find the serial number.
Copy the serial number off his account, because like they would have assigned it to me. He's like, just copy and paste that in, and then get him to sign it to say that he's giving it back the next day or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. Set that phone up. All set. All good. Very frustrating. Had to go into the bank as well, because to log into mobile banking you need your SMS verification. So I tried to log into because I thought I was going to have to pay off. So
they couldn't give you the same number?
No, same number. Yeah. It was an eSIM, so they didn't need a SIM returned.
How would you? But wouldn't that be alright with your online banking then? Because you get the SIM you get the SMS on the new phone. On the
new one, but when I was like preparing the night before, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to pay Optus at the spot. I didn't realize they'd just invoice you and you can pay it later.
Yeah, right.
So I was trying to log in, and then like the SMS thing, so it timed me out, and then I tried calling the bank, and the questions the bank asked, if you ever fucking been locked out of your account, the questions the bank asked are so dumb. Like, what's your exact account number? When was the last time you remembered your account number without logging into mobile banking to check?
Like the number of the actual account or my member number?
The account number.
Oh, fuck knows.
Yeah,
couldn't
the
tell
like
ya.
7-digit long
I
number.
couldn't tell you that.
Yeah, and that's what I said to the guy on the phone. I was like, "How do I find that?" He's like, "Oh, do you have any statements?" And I'm like, "They're all e-statements in the bank." Like, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he moved to the next question, and it was like, "What's the exact balance in one of your accounts?" And I was like, "I don't know, bro. I've got subscriptions set up, and I haven't seen it in 24 hours."
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I can give you a rough ballpark, but I don't
I can
actually
ballpark it, but I've got no idea.
Yeah.
So I was like, "How can I tell you that without logging into mobile banking?" And he was like, "Oh, well, all right, you've failed the verification tests." And I was like, "All right." I hung up and went into the branch.
Yeah.
Showed ID. Took her 4 seconds. Set up. Done. I was like, "Oh."
It's so dumb over the phone, man. Like, you look at so, like, all different stuff with, like, which I get. You got to have the security, and I get that. But it's like the frustration part of just like, but I am me.
Yeah. Like I appreciate it, right? Yeah, I understand it. But yeah, the thing that pissed me off before that probably made me a little more irritable on the phone than I would have liked to be, is like, you call the bank, and it's like, like all the, what do they call it? Like the directory thing, where it's like, press 1, press 2.
Yeah.
No matter what fucking directory I went down, it was just like, log into your mobile banking app and call us. And I was like, how the fuck am I going to call it? Oh, man. Anyways, that was my entertainment for last week.
Lovely.
And then
So
ended up like massively overstressed because of that. And then like now I'm relaxed again, ready to go.
Good.
Yeah. Cool.
We jump into topic?
Yeah. Top 5 exercises.
Right.
Pretty broad topic. Very broad topic. I'll let Reece lead with his thoughts on the question.
I said to Joshy, I was like, what do you want to talk about for the potty this week? And he's like, let's do like top 5 exercises. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Sounds great. And then when I actually thought about it, I was like, that's fucking difficult.
Yeah.
Because it's like, 1, how specific are we getting? Mm-hmm. 2, 5 exercises is not a lot. So which way am I going to sort of like go with this? But yeah, I think I narrowed it to 6. Yeah. I'll give you 6 and I'll give you my reasons why. Yeah. For each one. If you really need me to, I can narrow it to 5, but I like want the 6. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, gun to head, I can take one out, but I'll run through the 5 that I've picked, and I'm assuming, I didn't ask you this before, but I'm assuming you're like wanting fairly specific in terms of like not just bench press. You'd be like incline, decline, flat, and then whether it's barbell, dumbbell, right, super specific. Yeah. So I've thought about it a little bit more, and like mine obviously like I can give reasons for like the generic for everyone, but mine are also like I chose one thing over something else because it works better for like one of my shoulders is dodgy, so I'd avoid that compared to something else. Yeah. So let me run through. Let me just grab my phone. Yep. So I thought about it from a couple of perspectives, and I'm like, I don't want to go super specific with like my selective sports. Yeah. Because I'm like, that's just too specific. I just want to go broad in terms of things that sort of like benefit everyone. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, well, I also want to decide on 1 or 2 things that are going to make me like enjoy the training. Yeah. So, I originally just had barbell back squat, and then I was like, oh, I need a little bit more, probably a little bit more quad dominant and a little bit more like core stability. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, let's go barbell front squat. Yep. Right. So I still get the squat in, puts me in a different position. So I've actually got a little bit of core work happening, and as I said, getting the bit more quad dominant in terms of that factor. And I've decided that actually all of them are very like compound. Like, I'm not doing any isolation stuff because that's such a waste of a space. Yeah. So that's my first one. Second one, I went with barbell bench press, flat bench. Yep. My reason being, couple reasons. First of all, I just fucking enjoy lifting heavy and like broing out with that lift. And second of all, barbell for me works a little bit better with my shoulder and flat bench. Yep. If I was going to go like, if my shoulder issue wasn't a thing, I probably would have said dumbbell incline. Yep. But that's specifically to me, I'm going barbell flat. Like I said, you can bro out a little bit, so you can go heavier, you can go lighter. There's a few variations of ways you can stimulate the muscle and execute the lift. Plus, it gives that little bit of tricep.
Yeah.
So I'm getting my tricep as well as the chest. I think in terms of if I was going to do incline, that would also, the reason I would choose that if I didn't have shoulder problems would be to incorporate the shoulder a little bit with the incline as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, barbell bench, flat bench. Again, I just want to get strong lifts, and like I think it's the variation. Like I said, the different ways you can execute.
Yeah.
You can, because obviously you can close grip, normal grip, pauses, heavy reps, like whatever.
Yep.
Third on my list, I went pull-ups.
Yep.
Pull-ups, again, similar reasons to your bench, is you're getting your lat pull down movement without isolating yourself just to a lat pull down. Mm-hmm. I can do reps with a pull-up. I can add weight to do heavier work, and I'm getting bicep activation too. So there's my, I guess when we're looking at this, and I think I guess the fun way to look at it for everyone else is, or the not fun way, like it's obviously fun to write down and shit, but like, and figure out why. But in terms of if people are asking why these type of exercises, I'd be saying pick, especially the first 4 exercises. You'd be going, you're going a lower push, an upper push, a lower pull, an upper pull of like a big movement. And that's...
You wouldn't want overlap of like...
No.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to overlap the movements and have like a vertical push, a horizontal push, and then have only 2 exercises left for legs and fucking back.
Like, so that's where my 6th one comes in. That's why there's a little bit, but what I say, pull-ups. So yeah, I again similar to the bench, get a little bit of variation in there. Get some bicep activation, get overall back activation without isolating yourself to a lat pull down machine. What was that 3? 4. Okay, 4 for me was, this isn't like 2 different ones. I'm still deciding between the 2, and I'm going to give you 2 reasons why. I'm going to go, if you're going to say what's going to make me have fun and enjoy just like fucking lifting in the gym, I'm going to say deadlifts. In terms of risk to reward of injury, and also the the overall use of a deadlift, unless you're actually like specifically doing a deadlift in like a comp or something, it doesn't like transfer that well to some exercises.
To sports and stuff.
Sports and stuff. I just love lifting like a deadlift. I could have potentially had an RDL, dumbbell RDL. I feel quite good in my glutes and hammies. Now I'm tossing up more, because I actually personally would actually put in a hip thrust, or like a glute drive, because I feel like more glute activation, still get the hammies there. Probably in terms of like developing the glutes and like overall strength, it's probably going to do more than the deadlift in terms of like the transfer. And also it's more isolated, but it's like, I think you can still go heavy. You can still like, you're going to get good results from that. Strength wise, aesthetic wise, blah, 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 whatever you're looking for. So I think I'm going to go that way. I'm going to go, as much as I really wanted my deadlift. I think I can bro out enough with the bench to do that. My next 2 is my toss up. So my 5th and my 6th. I had dips. Gets me a secondary push movement. Hits the triceps probably a little bit more. But then like my favorite, again, I can like make that weighted and stuff as well, reps weighted, whatever. But then my favorite exercise, I think, just in general, is a single arm cable row. Specifically cable, but single arm row. So I want that in there, because I'd rather an extra pull than an extra push. But then like, so I haven't fully decided on that, but that's 6. All right, that's where I'm going. with those. Where
gun to head, which one do you pull out?
From the bottom, from the last two, the dips and or from any of them, you mean?
Yeah. So like to make it 5, if you like were fucking
just in
the edge of a cliff and someone was gonna push you if you couldn't pick 5.
I'll probably take the dips out, to be fair.
Okay.
From an overall full body workout, I would take out the row, the single arm row.
Yeah.
But oh fuck, that's tough, bro. No, okay. In terms of an overall full body workout, I'll take out the row.
Yeah.
Like gun to head. In terms of like what are you going to get the most out of? I'll take the row out, the single arm row.
Yeah, true.
Just because it's more isolated than the others.
Yeah.
You're not getting as much.
For the single arm row.
Yeah, compared to a dip.
Yeah.
And I can add variety to the dip anyway. A bit more.
Yeah.
Adding weight, reps, pause, whatever you want to say.
Yeah. I think a good point on that, like on all the exercises you chose, is they're all very scalable, progressible.
Yeah.
So like your barbell bench, you've obviously got a long collar on the barbell that you can add weight to over time.
Yeah.
You can always add weight to sit-ups. Long day, alright? You can always add weight to pull-ups, dips, those things. Same thing with the single arm. That's why I was surprised when you went with cable though, because like usually the cable is more limited than a dumbbell.
My personal opinion on my personal reason for the cable is just tension. Yeah. I like that, like controlled, and probably more specifically to my dodgy shoulder is like I can get like the connection I feel for both is good, but the cable's a lot better. Yeah. And even though this is probably the reason I should pick a fucking dumbbell. Yeah. For me to get the same level of like muscle tension connection, whatever you want to call it. Depending on which gym I'm at and what dumbbells I'm using, I can't grip the fucking thing properly. Yeah. So like unless I was pulling out straps which I could. I mean, pulling out straps and stuff anyway is fine. But I don't know. Personal preference would be a cable. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And like again, just everything's scalable, progressible, which is like that's a big reason why I've chosen
the topic.
The topic is like to touch on that partially, but also just like to give people an idea of like just the basic movements and then how we sort of approach it. So you've approached it from like there's an exercise that I really like. There's ones that are good for my shoulder, but also I'm still getting a full body workout in. So like they are the fundamentals really. So when I was thinking about it, so I told you I haven't written anything down. I just sort of had a general idea of a few of mine.
I was also very interested to see, because even though we're both in the fitness and like strength training like side of things, it'd be interesting to see if we have any differences because of our enjoyment of training and the different sports we do. So I was intrigued to see that too.
So I think you're going to be surprised by the ones I pick.
Okay.
Yeah, because like you'd think like bodybuilder is going to be a fucking some kind of plate loaded machine press because like long collars or
100%. Like my brain first went, I was like, this bloke's going to pick a hack squat for sure. And you know what? I actually wouldn't have minded that. Like that probably would have been in terms of my squat lower body push movement. It probably would have been up there. It'd be up there with. I would have gone probably front squat. I probably would have picked hack squat over back squat, to be fair.
Yeah. My take on these 5, like if these 5 were the only 5 I could do for the rest of my life, and I'm putting a machine in there where it's not challenging my stability demand, it's like that's going to put me at a risk of.
That's where I went.
Like it's not a benefit in terms of like, lifestyle training type thing. Yeah. So.
All right, give me a 5.
Okay, we'll start with upper body.
Yeah.
Dip.
Yeah, love that.
Purely out of.
I want to see how many of us cross over.
The mobility demand. Mm-hmm. So you're forced into like big shoulder flexion with elbow flexion. Yeah. And then we extend both of those joints. Yeah. The variability too. So like if we look at input from the hand, so whether we're pushing from thumb side of the palm or leaning, that would mean we're leaning forward. So, or loading through the back pinky side of the palm would mean that the elbow's back a little bit and we're stretching the tricep more and driving off the tricep. So
again, that's like, obviously you just went into slightly more detail, but like the basis around most of my exercises was the same thing. I was like,
variability.
I was like, I can do a dip and like pull up and chin up's different, but like I could be like, hey, like if you're gonna allow me to include, even if you're not, I can adjust my hands to get more lat, more bicep. Same thing, right? It just adjusts to get more chest, more tricep. So it's a lot more, I guess, variation within that one exercise.
100%. So that, and then like you've also got things like, again, don't know if you'd even include this, but like adding a box where you can put your feet on, so now you can lean forward a lot. So there's your horizontal pressing taken care of, because you can lean forward as much as you can.
The exercise, really. Still comes
you're just changing the angle that you're going in. Yeah. And again,
and
you can load it with a belt.
Also, that would be, for me, that would be like, it's still a dip. That would just be like a regression progression type thing. Yeah,
exactly. So there's that. But with that too, we can still add weight. So like if you have your feet up on the bench and you had some kind of chain, say, around your neck, that's going to put the load directly through the chest because you leaned so far forward in the bottom. Because you'll be so much pressure again in that thumb side of the palm. But so yeah, dip. Pull up is also a selection of mine. I was going to say single arm pull down, but okay, pull up for me. For anyone else, single arm pull down. Pull up for me because I don't feel the same. I feel like 2 or 3 sets of pull ups and my back's fired up. I can do 2 or 3 sets of single arm pull downs and it's like all in my shoulder.
I'm the same.
Like higher in my shoulder, which is a bit weird, I know, like, because like you want to be locking in and stretching the lat, and it's like I feel the lat when it's working, but the pull-ups just like fry my back.
Pull-ups, I feel the same. Like I can get a nice connection through my back than I can compared to.
I don't even think it's a connection thing when I'm doing the movement, because when I'm doing pull-ups, I'm like, fuck, my arms are screaming at me, but then I get down and my back's like, you can feel like you've just trained your lats. So that's a big one for me. The reason I say single arm for almost anyone else is because, again, the core stability element, to effectively train the lat, you want to crunch into that side. So then you're getting that lateral core work as well. It's not super direct because we're not directly against that resistance, but you're still to some degree.
And that's an interesting take you have on that in terms of saying, like, for you and then for someone else or for everyone else, like, because I would say pull up for me too. But I understand what you're saying in terms, because that just made me think. I was like, if you asked me that question 10 years ago, I wouldn't have said pull up because I wouldn't have felt it as much as I would either a single arm or just a lat pull down, depending on the hand position. Because again, going on that, like adding to that, like, I was actually going to bring that up and say, like, would you still give that type of exercise to someone who's like new to the gym, who struggles with, because otherwise I feel like they're not going to get the most out of the lat part of that movement because they're not used to it. So 100% I agree.
So that's 2 of the upper body. I'm going to fucking detour to the other one that I was thinking of. This one will probably surprise you. This will surprise you. Contralaterally loaded single leg RDL. So left foot forward, right hand loaded.
Okay. Single leg RDL. Yeah, single leg or B stance or whatever.
B stance, whatever. Again, that's the progression scalability thing.
Of course.
Reason being...
You know what? I fucking love it.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Reason being, one, we're getting some kind of stretch response from the hamstring. We're loading the glute not just through hip flexion, but also through abduction. Adduction to stretch it and then abduction on the way up. And we're also, because of the contralateral loading, down the bottom of the movement, we're turning it into an anti-rotation exercise. Or anti-rotation through the core, but obviously we're rotating into the hip. So, stuff, which again, like, anti-rotation is a pretty important little thing. So that's like my hinge, is that.
So that's your like lower pull?
Yeah. Another one that's a bit like one for me, not for thee, is front squat. Similarly, I'd probably choose a front squat. just because I have no problem getting my elbows that high.
Yeah.
For most other people, I'd just pick a Zercher. You're gonna get the same anterior load, so like forward load, and we're holding it, and then you're not gonna have the same demand on the shoulder mobility to keep the bar there. It will mean that you can hinge forward a bit more too, and then
Get the hips open.
A bit more. Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, those are my. So what's that? 4. One more. What am I missing? Yeah. I think I'd probably go with maybe even just like a chest supported row. So we've got an anti-extension and anti-rotation exercise with the dumbbell RDL. We've got deep shoulder flexion.
You've put your bench
pull up
and your dip in the same anyway, so you don't want another bench.
Yeah, no, that's the dip's like pressing taken care of. That's done.
Cool.
That's enough demand on the shoulder, anyways.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm thinking a chest supported row for that kind of mid back trap targeting.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I could also go out on a limb and just be like a fucking like a hang snatch or like a snatch. Just be an asshole and say a snatch, because then the skill demand is going to be there for a long time.
If you gave me a top 10,
yeah,
I would have had a clean in there,
yeah,
for sure, or a clean and press or a jerk of some ollie lift, to a degree.
The only reason I'd say like snatch, mobility demand, 100%, stability demand to the core, and then also directly.
I would say clean because it's more fun and because I don't have the mobility in the shoulder. So
we're also then being able to load delts, traps, all that kind of stuff, which we haven't really directly hit.
Yeah.
So I'd probably say a snatch actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, that and like it's a bit of a very training stimulus, and again, the collars on a barbell are long enough that you should be pretty entertained for a long time in terms of progressing.
Yeah.
And then again, the skill demand is like. It's up there.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think that's my 5.
Okay, fuck yeah.
That's my 5.
I like we've got a bit of, and I like that I can see where you went with it.
Yeah.
Because I was thrown off slightly from your bodybuilding stuff, but I'm also like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like I get it. And you can, and it's very, I guess both of us with the exercise we picked, it's very scalable as well in terms of, not scalable is probably the wrong word, but like it's very, like, inclusive of a lot of sports.
Yeah.
Right? Like, like you said that the B stance, like RDO or whatever, like for me, I'm like, cool, like awesome for like a runner.
Yeah.
So getting like, or like that single leg work, but it's also good for the muscle stimulation of like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So you're getting both anyway.
Yeah.
So
single leg RDLs are, I think, making a bit of like a resurgence in the,
I agree.
like the female bodybuilding scene.
Yeah.
Purely because I think people are starting to realize that glute training is more than just fucking hip thrust and RDLs. Yeah. I think they're starting to realize that abduction is pretty important, and because of the stretch hypertrophy thing that's sort of come around.
Right. So you put in the strength class down at the gym the other day. Was the dumbbell B stance RDL.
Yeah.
And I got them to do both hands with the. Did you do both hands? Oh, is that what you wanted?
Yeah,
both are.
It was up to you.
Okay, cool. So I sort of like I changed up for a few people, but like most people that could, I tried to get them to do like dumbbell in both hands. And I think the biggest thing I found is people not leaning into the front leg as much.
Yeah.
And then when I said to them, I was like, obviously demonstrating it, I was like relax into the front leg.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, relax the weights towards the front leg.
Yeah.
Rather than being so rigid, like out here.
Yeah.
I was like, relax those dumbbells. So I had them like sort of tilted down, and I'm like, relax it into the front, not relax it. You know what I mean? Towards the front leg, and I'm like almost like shave the leg with both of those.
Yeah.
So you're not sort of like out here like you would be with a normal RDL.
Yep.
And I'm like, you're gonna get heaps more tension through that front leg because like people sort of like pop back on the back wet leg, and they're like, I don't feel it. I was like, because you got no load on the front leg.
Yeah.
So once I sort of like explained that and worked with everyone's technique and that, But the next day, bro, people coming in going, my fucking hamstrings and glutes. And they're like, what did we do? And I was like, that.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Because like, one, they hadn't done it before. But
Yeah.
two, once I actually figured out the correct pattern,
Yeah.
they were like, holy shit, there's stimulus on that. And I was like, yeah, mate. Like, it's going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and then because it's single leg too, you can start very light, and then again,
Yeah.
you can start very light, and then that literally increases the runway of progression.
Yeah,
In terms of
runway
like
progression, but also the not instability, well, I guess instability, but I guess weaknesses of like single limb.
unilateral work.
Yeah, so your single limb work is fucking.
Yeah.
Because the amount of people are like, that was easy on that leg and not on that leg, and I was like, that's why we do that.
And then like going back to the 5 too, if for whatever reason you don't want to do a fucking single leg RDL with the sort of caveat of more quad stimulus, you could also do something very similar, which is like a Bulgarian split squat.
Yeah.
So again, we're still getting into deep flexion of the hip, but we're also internally rotating the femur,
The amount of people
which is giving you abduction.
there's always
adduction.
Sorry. The amount of people that like hate Bulgarians, or there's always like
Yeah.
the memes and shit about it, and I was like,
Fuck.
I was like, bro, if I had a top 10, they'd be in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for all the reasons you just said, and
Yeah.
people were just like people would be like, oh, fucking bullshit. I was like, mate, it's literally a core
Yeah.
staple in terms of, and I love it for people who don't have the mobility for like a squat.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, as soon as I put you in a split stance, you're going to have a lot more mobility
Yeah.
and depth. And again, the progression of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's 5, bro.
That's 5.
Yeah.
I want to throw another one at you.
Yeah.
So I wrote this down after I thought about that.
Yeah.
Because like, high rocks is a big thing, but everyone loves, well, not everyone loves. I guess the thing with high rocks training is understanding that you still need a variety of exercises to improve those exercises. We could go into more detail about like why it's still important to squat heavy to do blah blah blah, but I'm going to leave that for another topic potentially.
Yeah.
But just based off this overall topic of specific exercises or your top exercises, I want your top how do I word this? Your top exercise, your top alternative exercise to each of the high rocks exercises. So don't worry about the run, don't worry about the machine. So don't worry about row and ski. But I want your like sleds. Sled push, sled pull, burpee broad jump, lunge, wall ball, farmer's carry. Is that it?
Yeah.
I want your variation. If you can't do that specific exercise in a training session, give me your number one exercise to replace it and why.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So wall ball's probably the easiest one.
Yeah.
You just swap that for like a thruster.
Yeah.
Or even a ball slam.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a similar
Yeah.
thing, just obviously not as much fucking quad. But the thruster 100% would be
That's
a lot of
that's
leg.
my number one
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
If I move to farmer's carry.
So go back to thruster just so people understand like why you're picking a thruster.
Oh yeah, so thruster, it's the exact same movement.
Dumbbell, doesn't matter. Dumbbell probably.
I'd probably go barbell.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably go barbell. Just because of the
mobility.
Just because of the dumbbell is actually less stable than a ball.
Yeah.
Whereas a
true.
barbell sort of more closely mimics the ball.
Yeah, cool.
Purely from it being literally the exact same movement.
Movement pattern. Yeah.
Like the pattern's the exact same.
Yeah.
Just obviously at the top of a thruster, there's going to be less time before you're in the bottom of the squat again.
Yeah.
Unless you pause there, in which case you're just holding the load in the shoulder more. So it's not an exact one-to-one thing.
No.
But even then...
But it's also like it has its
Yeah.
own pros in terms of working on stability. You can go heavier, focus on the strength side of things.
Yep.
And like, there's a few ways you can look at it.
Well, I just
Do you, like, you
I
go light
actually-
and fast? Do you go heavy and...
Yeah, well, I
Focus on
actually
the
just thought
speed and
about it.
stuff?
I was like, oh, hold on, the weights for high rocks are 6 and 9 kilos. When was the last time?
6 or not 6 and 9?
Oh, I'm talking pro.
Oh, okay,
I'm talking pro.
No one's talking pro.
No. So yeah, even 4 and 6. Like,
Yeah,
when was
yeah.
the last time you saw a 4, 6, or 9 kilo bar?
Yeah, you don't have that. Yeah.
We don't have it. Yeah. So I mean, in terms of training, yeah, 100% I'd go barbell thing. But then obviously, if we were to actually
To be
replace
fair, like we're
the
not
high
being
rocks
as
movements,
specific as other things, so I would be like either one. Dumbbell,
yeah.
barbell.
Okay, let's move back to front. So it's wall balls. I think is the next one. Farmer's walk.
Farmers, I think
Or is it
so.
burpee?
Lunges. No, burpees are like halfway through. They're like
Yeah.
after the sleds. So
Yeah,
farmers-
it'd be farmers. All
Yeah.
right, farmers. Fuck, that's a hard one, man.
Yeah.
Farmers is a hard one.
Just think about like you don't have, like it can still be similar, but like they just like you don't have access to a kettlebell.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like a. Fuck. Oh, like a plate pinch carry.
Fuck yeah.
So
that was
pinch
my
the plate.
number one, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
Pinch the plate and carry that. I was
Okay.
gonna say yoke carry, but then I was like, it's not the same because the forearm stimulus is not there.
Did you hear everyone complaining about the pinch carries that I put in a couple of weeks ago?
No, I didn't even know you put pinch carries in.
Because the Saturday class, I put them in, and I was away. I can't remember what it was. It was like I think it was still January,
Oh,
and I was away, and I put in. I saw it pop up on Instagram, and I was like, I'm fucking putting that in the class, because I was just like throwing. Because people will look at it and go, I don't look that hard,
Yeah.
and it's not if you don't fucking pick a heavy enough weight.
Yeah.
But I had them doing the pinch carry over a certain distance, but every time they dropped the weight, they had to run back to the gym. So I think I put in like it was a 500 meter. It
Yeah.
wasn't too far. I should have put a bit longer.
Yeah.
So they had to go down the end of the street
Yeah.
with the plate.
Yeah.
But every time they dropped it, they had to run back to the gym before they could like continue on.
That's funny.
And like some people killed it, and then other people were like, "Dude, I dropped it like fucking 5 times." And they were like, "That I didn't see them until like I think it was the Tuesday or something after." And they were like, "What the fuck was that?" And then like the following Saturday, the ones who I hadn't seen through the week were like, "You last week, what the fuck was that?" And I was like, sucked in.
I used to do plate carries as like a jiu-jitsu conditioning thing.
Yeah.
Just because of the transfer in
Yeah.
terms of just open hand strength.
Yeah.
Because like it's easy to grab a barbell, but like when you open your hand up and try and grab something, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So you imagine trying to grab someone's arm or neck or something. It's like it transfers
Yeah.
very well.
Cool. So we're both on the same page. I would have picked those exact two.
Yeah.
So we said wall ball, you're gonna do a thruster.
Yep.
Your farmer's carry, you're doing a plate pinch
Yep.
carry, or even just a standing one. Really.
Yep.
You could do either one. Lunges.
Yep. Are we doing locomotive? So like, does it with the lunges? Do they have to move forward, or can we do a rep count, or? Because lunges are a distance thing in high rocks, not a rep thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't think about that far. Give me what you were thinking and give me.
Yeah.
what
So
it is.
if not locomotive,
Yeah.
Bulgarians.
Like more of the stability strength. Like
Yeah.
actually building the strength in the lunge
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. So it'd probably be Bulgarians. Or if we're locomotive. Yeah, actually, fucking, I don't even know. I can't even think of anything. It's one of those things where as soon as you think of like a locomotive walking lunge, all you can think of is a walking lunge.
Yeah. The reason Joshy asked that, for those who are unsure why, is because it's a distance thing. Like, I'm assuming this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Is because it is a distance thing in high rocks and not a rep thing. You'd be thinking of gaining more distance. So
Yeah.
you'd almost like you're extending the lunge. Obviously, you're still lunging properly, but you're
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
the full length of your lunge
Yeah.
in terms of each stride.
Which might mean less actual range of motion on the front leg
Yeah.
because you're splitting from the hip so
Splitting
much.
hips more. So in terms of that, you're like a Bulgarian, you're looking more depth and length.
Yeah.
So you're not thinking of that as much, right?
And it's easily standardized, right? Like bar below parallel.
Yeah.
And then the reps are standardized. But
Yeah. I don't think it matters. I think I would do I would do either a Bulgarian or a even just from like a heavier strength perspective, I don't mind a barbell like lunge, like barbell, like barbell back. Either way, like whether it's like alternating legs or single leg, whatever. I just think like a different variation of a lunge that's probably gonna strengthen people's lunge and stability, like lunging as in terms of the actual movement, but like strengthen their stability in terms of when they get to the specific way to do it in high rocks, they've got the strength there to just go boom, 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 and it feels easy. So mine would be more of a, rather than worrying about whether they're walking, are they moving or not, I'd be looking at like getting stronger, so that when they put that 20 kilo bag on their back, it feels like a fucking body weight lunge.
Burpee broad jump.
Yeah.
Burpee broad jump, cool. To get better at burpee broad jumps, burpee broad jump's like the only thing that I'm like, that's kind of the only, like that's the only option. Maybe probably working on like push-ups to an extent, and then also because it is a distance thing again, just broad, like plyometric broad jump distance.
I was going to say that for that one, like if you wanted to split them up, as in into two separate movements, I'd probably look at it the same. Yeah. Because I think like most people's problem isn't really maybe not the burpee, it's probably the jump, right? Because again, it's a distance thing. So like, I don't care how quick you can get off the floor if you can only jump that far. Compared to someone jumping that far, like
that's a lot of burpees.
So I'd be looking the same thing. It'd be like a broad jump, a plyo, but actually just like fucking slowing it down and practicing the length of it, right? Yeah.
Sweet.
Sleds.
So fuck, they're hard, man. It's a lot of glute drive. Honestly, I'd probably say a single leg RDL. Just a heavy ass single leg RDL.
For push or pull, or just in general?
For the sled push.
Yep.
For the pull, that's where you'd be looking more at. Yeah, I mean, you've been programming rope climbs. That's making sense.
So my programming for rope climbs is both reasons. One, everyone's doing true grit this weekend. Not everyone, but people are doing true grit. It's like giving them just a bit of an opportunity to sort of learn that. And also varying the classes up from just fucking pulling sleds all the time. So it's like just changing the variations. But also that, like, the sled pull for me is like you're getting strength in your other places in terms of your lunges, your squats, your even like your fucking sled pushes. Like you're getting that glute, or like basically all lower body, movement pattern. You're getting the strength there to pull the sled. My biggest thing is getting people like the grip strength, and the upper body pull part is probably your main issue. So that's why I probably would do the same, doing the rope climbs. Because I was going to say, would you be looking at would you be splitting that into, we need to work lower body or upper body more?
For the push
for the pull.
For the pull. Yeah, I'd probably say lower body more, to be honest. Just the ability to grip the ground and push it away as you're pulling the rope. Which again, that comes down to as well, like your ability to brace your core and drive off the legs.
Because that's like obviously the rope climb thing is like a grip thing. But like that was the other thing. I was like, it doesn't really transfer. Like it does in terms of like you're getting that little bit of pull, you're getting the used to the rope and blah blah blah. But like you said, the gripping and pulling, it's a different, like you're moving a different way. It's a different movement pattern.
Even still, I'd probably still say like RDL of some description. Just for the the cues that you learned with an RDL of like pushing the floor away, like flattening your feet out and driving to get that force production into the ground. That's going to translate well into like making sure that the sled's not pulling you forward.
If you had if you could do it heavy enough and you had access to a cable, I would almost do like a low like squat row from a cable.
Yep.
But obviously that's like depending on how much you could load that.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Those ones, the sleds are probably going to be the hardest.
Yeah, they're the hardest ones to sub out.
Yeah.
Because then the other thing that you look at is like, in terms of just like actual force development and like, well, not even force development, but like power development would be like partner fucking banded runs. So like they take off, like you're holding the band, they take off and then reset.
I was actually, literally as you said that, I was thinking in my head, the only other thing I would do for like a sled push is like, you literally fucking force yourself against someone else's shoulders and they have to fucking run against you.
Yeah.
Which would be funny as.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to do in the gym because people will fucking...
headbutt each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I
think we're pretty in agreement then.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm brain dead now.
Same. Although that caffeine's still kicking in. I didn't even finish that second drink.
Yeah, I'll finish my coffee and it's not working.
Sweet. Anything else you want to talk about? Or are we good today?
I think that's pretty well it, dude.
Cool.
You got anything exciting happening this week?
Nah, just birthday tomorrow. Yep. Just literally like everyone's like, what are you doing for your birthday? And I was like, gym.
Yeah.
Like still training normal. Like I'll see what the physio says with my groin. It's normally my double session on a Thursday as well. So I do a run as well. Yeah. So potentially still training twice on my birthday. And then I was like, probably like walk, coffee, maybe breakfast, like try and add that sort of stuff in. Like I'm not working tomorrow, so that'll be...
Big 30th on the weekend?
Yeah. No, not this weekend, next weekend.
Yeah.
So that'll be a bigger... That'll be my party then. But yeah. This weekend, my girlfriend's away. So bed to myself.
Nice.
Probably... I say like, I'm literally just going to go to bed like heaps on time, Like Saturday night Saturday night in bed by like 9:30 on like a...
Bro, fuck, it's late.
That is late. Getting old now, man. Need to take care of that sleeping cycle, What about you, man? What's up?
Yeah, not much, man. I'm just fucking doing my thing the rest of the week, basically. Make sure everything's on top of and sorted. Fixing a few little things here and there for like onboarding and stuff, so... Yeah. Got like one client onboarding to do today. So that'll be done, and then cruising, looking at courses. I booked flights to Melbourne for the Nationals.
When's that again?
April 27th is Nationals.
That's
I'm
not
away.
You're not competing that one.
No, I'm way too small for that stage. But I'm going to be there 23rd to the 29th, so I'll be there for their full peak week.
Of April. Yeah.
So I'm going to be there for their full peak week. We go out for dinner on the 27th with like the whole team, like coach, my missus, like the guys who are competing.
Yeah.
And then I start prep 28th.
Yeah, cool.
So I was fucking... I messaged him.
Are you just going to go ham on that meal, hey? Which is funny because you're probably going to go ham.
I'm going to be there with my coach. He's going to be like, last day on the bulk, brother, get it in.
You're going to go ham, but you're having... Is this after they've competed? Yeah. Okay, you'll be right then.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, I got your dates mixed up. I was like, if you're going before the others are competing, you're going ham and they're not.
Yeah,
complete flip, eh?
This is like it'll be their first off-plan meal in like 18 weeks.
Yeah.
Or something, and then it'll be my last off-plan meal for 20 weeks. So, yeah, fucking, I'm pretty keen. But yeah, it was funny because I messaged him and I was like, hey, when does prep start? Just because like I just booked flights for Melbourne and I want to know if I'm eating dinner with the team or not.
Yeah.
And he's
so he's being nice.
And he was like, what was the show date again? And then I sent him the show dates and he was like, oh, okay, so 20 weeks would be the 27th, but obviously we're going to have like team dinner and stuff, so I guess we'll just start the 28th. And I was like, you're never going to wait for me to get home, man? You're just going to make me start in Melbourne?
Yeah, start in Melbourne.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, it'll be fine.
That's actually, because like, I mean, like obviously my eating's not the same as that strict, like on plan you'll be going, but like I'm just trying to cut a couple kilos now just for be comp ready for just to where my body weight would want to be. Yeah. But I think I compete Easter weekend, so it's April like 18, 19, 20, 21, something like that.
Yeah, right.
So literally like similar to like dates you're going. So I'll be like doing that and then that's it.
Yeah.
Like like I'll be finishing and like going to wineries and shit, and you'll be going into prep.
What's on for Reece's 30th? What's happening between Reece's 30th to the 31st? You got any big plans?
I've got a few ideas.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna knuckle down a bit.
Yeah.
No Europe trips this year.
Yeah.
But nothing like set in stone. But I've just got a couple of things that I kind of want to work on and just get into a bit of a grind and that's about it, man. Yeah. Nothing that I want to. Nothing massive that I.
Well, you're old now, so it's like marriage, kids,
No.
mortgage.
Not yet.